U.S. senators have filed a bill to stop console scalpers in their tracks, but it's probably a little too late to help with this holiday season.
And Sony has big plans for a Game Pass competitor. This news and more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming News Weekly. This is the best weekly video game news show that there has ever been. I am E-Rock the Red, joined by my co-host, Full Clip. What's going on, buddy? How are you today?
Oh, good, man. And I'm excited about some of the news we have. It's important, we'll say.
It's always important, dude. It's always important. But yeah, this is, it's going to be a good episode. We're into December, getting ready. The holiday season is fast approaching. What have you been up to? Anything exciting?
Oh, I've been mainlining Call of Duty Vanguard since I got it about a week ago. I'm on the hunt for atomic camo, which is killing my soul because I'm starting with the hardest weapons first.
What is atomic camo?
Well, you get all your, you do all the challenges for a weapon and you unlock its gold form. Mm-hmm. You do all of the weapons in a set, like assault rifles or launchers, and you'll get diamond for that set. You get diamond for all the sets, and you get the cool atomic, rainbow, glittery, shimmering kind of camo for all those weapons.
Very exciting. So you're out there peacocking. You're just flashing the goods. You love it showing off.
It's a grind to get there, let me tell you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's exciting, dude. I wish you all the best.
Appreciate it.
If you need any help, if you need me to just cheer you on or anything, a little moral support, you let me know. I'm here for you.
Could you get on the other team and stand in a corner and let me kill you for
Never.
A few hours? Oh.
Absolutely not. I would fight back to the death. You'd be negative kills.
Oh, yeah.
You'd go back, or you'd have paper camouflage. Well,
what have you
that's
been
cool.
playing?
Oh, man. What did I play? I played a little Back for Blood this past week. That game, dude, it's so hard. Especially, part of the problem is I get a little too drunk, and then, I just run around there getting attacked by zombies. So that's part of the problem. But, other than that, I've just been, watching a lot of, Christmas stuff, getting into the Christmas spirit,
Oh, yeah. Fast approaching.
Getting ready. Yes, very fast approaching. So, all that being said, let's get into the meat of the show. Let's talk about our new releases from this past week. All right, first up, we had Evil Genius 2 came out. This is Evil Genius 2 World Domination. This is a sequel to a game from 2004. And then also, this is the console debut of this game. It's been out since March on PC. And what it is, such a cool idea. We were talking about it before we recorded, and it's you play as a criminal mastermind, and it's a sim management game where you have to build a lair and manage your minions and create crazy weapons and devices. Really, really cool looking game, really cool sounding game. Management games are not my thing. I'm not good at managing anything in real life in video game form, so it's not for me. But it's getting great reviews. Right now it's a 79 on Metacritic, and everybody loves it. So, we've talked about management games before, and I know your big thing is, can you make the people or animals mate?
Yeah. So in this case, it's can I end the world by making them mate?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
The ultimate question that everybody asks all the time.
Well, this game looks great, though. I mean, I think it's based on Team Fortress 2, or at least that's what the art style looked like. I didn't play Evil Genius 1. Have you?
No. Yeah, like I said, no management games for this guy. I played Cookin' Mama before.
Oh yeah.
And then I don't know if that counts.
That's kind of fast-paced action, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. It was. I had to flip dumplings. I had to do all this stuff. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, there were less minions and less world-ending, mega low maniacal monsters. So But if that's your thing, check out Evil Genius 2. Another new game that looks amazing is Solar Ash. This just came out December 2nd for PC, PS4, and PS5. This is like an action platformer, and it looks beautiful. Like the style of it, like it's very bright colored, super stylish, and it's like you play as like a thing that kind of like skates through the world, and you like grind these rails, and you gotta like attack like that. So very different from almost everything that's out there in terms of the art style. Ultimately, it's still a platformer, but it looks really, really interesting. I know this one is also getting a lot of positive buzz from the developers that did Hyper Light Drifter, which was another real popular indie game. So, had you heard about this one prior to this week?
I didn't.
No.
But I had heard of Hyper Light Drifter. It looks awesome. Just taking a look at the trailer of this game, you can tell that like on a graphic standpoint, it's going to be there. On the sound standpoint, it's going to be there. It's just going to be polished all around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it looks like just gameplay is paramount in terms of like adding on to this all the style and substance that it brings. So this one's definitely going on my list. I think it's going to look great on the PlayStation 5. So
sort of looks like reminds me of Journey from back in the day.
Yes, absolutely. Same.
It's got that indie feel.
Yep. Yeah, and like kind of like a little like cell shading style.
Bright colors.
Really cool. And the last one that we got to talk about was Chorus. Came out December 3rd. This came out for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, Xbox One, PS4, Nintendo, or the Stadia, not the Nintendo, and PC. This game, again, not one for me, but a beautiful looking game. So this is a space shooter, where you drive this, I don't know, do you drive it? You fly it, I guess, a spaceship. And, there's exploration, super fast-paced combat, shooting. There's unique weapons, these abilities that you can get. And then on top of that, it's got a sentient starfighter.
Oh, yeah.
What more can you ask for?
If you're somebody who liked No Man's Sky for the flying and the combat, there wasn't a hell of a lot of combat in that game, but if you wish that it expanded upon that more and focused less on the base building, then this is probably the perfect game for you.
Yeah.
It looked awesome.
Yeah, it looks really, really cool. For some reason, I can't do any flying games. Like, I'm so, like, up is down, down is up, no one knows. It's all backwards, and I'm terrible at it. Like, the dogfights and stuff like that, I'm so bad. I still remember playing, like, I think it was like Zone of the Enders. Do you ever play that game? Like, that's the only game that I ever played that was in space. It was like for the PlayStation 3. But yeah, you're in space and you gotta like shoot all these things. Yeah. That was fun, but I don't know. I haven't been back. to space since. All right, that was it for our new games from last week. A little bit more to announce than the week prior, but again, we're into the slow months up until the new year. So, so some good ones though. Some I'm definitely gonna put on my list for future playthroughs.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about our news of the week. First up, Sony is talking about a possible competitor to Microsoft's Game Pass. This was big news for me. I know we've talked about it. I'm a Sony fanboy. I just started getting into the Game Pass and that beautiful, beautiful subscription service. It's such an awesome service. But in a recent report from Bloomberg, sources familiar with Sony's plans shared their details of a possible new service, codenamed Spartacus, which that's cool right there. I mean, who doesn't love that? So the documents reveal a 3-tier system. So the first tier you could purchase. Now there was no specifics, no details. This is all from some internal paperwork. But the first tier is just like what PlayStation Plus is now. You get your online service, some free games every month. Second tier is with a full game catalog similar to like Game Pass. where you got your subscription service and you could download all these games. And then the third tier includes extended demos, game streaming, and then access to PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP games. So I know that's a big one for people that have always wanted, these older games or backwards compatibility for previous games. So all this talk, man, it's got me excited. There's not much information about it. Spring 2022 is what they're saying, and it would be like more of like a merger with PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now, which is their streaming service that they have now, and then they would get rid of PlayStation Now in favor of whatever this new thing is. So I know you've got a PlayStation system. What do you think about all these deets?
Yeah, well, we need to see some pricing on this, especially compared to like PlayStation Now. But the biggest question I have for it, which is the first thing I read in a comment when I saw this news, is it going to be have some sort of PC element too? Because that's how Xbox Game Pass works, and I think that's what a lot of people are using it for.
It's true, yeah, and because you've got Microsoft with Windows, established already on a PC. Now, obviously, you could use this in some fashion. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work. That's a very good question. If they have a lot of people use the cloud service with their PC, so that might be a thing where you could use games over the cloud to play. But yeah, there's a lot of information that we don't have that we definitely need to. I'm assuming as far as pricing, it would be comparable to what we're looking at with the Game Pass now, $10 and $15 for the different tiers for Game Pass. So, it would have to be, right? Like, you can't have a competitor and say all right, now this is $20 a month or whatever.
It's hard to tell. With the 3-tier system, that's what scares me a little bit there. Yep. That highest tier might be it could be $50 a month.
Yeah.
But that's part of it, because that highest tier is the one you're going to want to go for if you like the classic games.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that idea of having a catalog in front of me of PS1 games, and I can go pick out some that were my childhood.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when people are asking you for backward compatibility, they're not saying, will you please sell this back to me? They're saying, I've got this collection on my wall, and I'd like to put the disc in the system, please.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's different in terms of backwards compatibility, or being able to, it's just more available, because there have not been PlayStation 1 games made available. I think there's a few on the PlayStation Now service. I'm not certain which ones. Even PlayStation 2 games, there's really nothing that has been made available to people that don't have their old consoles still, or emulators, So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Now, it does remind me a little bit of what Nintendo is doing with their service, offering certain, now Nintendo 64 and SNES games and that sort of thing. So, and that subscription service is, it's not too much. In the grand scheme of things, it's very cheap compared to, what Game Pass is, $15 a month. Theirs is $40 a year or something. So, we'll see. There's a ton of details that I'm really excited to see. But yeah, as soon as I heard this, I was hyped, man. If they could start offering third party or AAA games, just on day one as a part of this service, that would open me up to so many games that I normally wouldn't be purchasing or even playing. So the idea is great. Like with the Game Pass system right now, I've been playing a ton of games that I normally wouldn't be playing. So it's really cool. All right, let's talk about our next piece of business. A Marvel MMORPG has been announced. Now that's pretty much it. So there was an investor presentation from Dimensional Inc. That's the studio behind the DC Universe Online, or whatever their parent company is. And in it, they just announced they had a thing for an unannounced MMORPG using a Marvel IP. That's it. That's all we know. But, we do know it's from the same people that did DCU Online, which is, one of the greatest MMOs there is. It's been around for, I played it on the PlayStation 3 probably I don't even know, 15 years ago. Like, and it's still around. There's still a player base. Like, it's really, and it was probably I don't know. It was one of the only MMOs I've ever played. I could never really get into those. I'm a huge comic book guy. That's why I went to that one. But I'm much more of a Marvel comic book guy than a DC comic book guy.
Yeah.
So, did you ever get a chance to check it out, DCU?
I didn't. No. But I've heard great things. And then also, this is led by Jack Emmert, who designed City of Heroes. I went and looked that game up. I hadn't played that, but the reviews were like, I mean, that is a highly esteemed game.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, as far as superhero-based games, so they're both like the best that you could, choose to go with. So
yeah,
this is another thing that got me really, really hyped. Now this one, very, very early announcement. So, we're not looking at anything until 2023 probably at the earliest. Hopefully we'll get some more news before then sometime next year. But yeah, this is definitely just a little teaser, a little taste.
Oh yeah.
To whet our whistle and get us excited for things to come, which I am.
Yep. I hope they don't botch it. I mean, this has a lot of potential.
It does, dude. And it could make a lot of money, too. Like this, Yeah. I mean, even if, you're offering, me, I could play, if I could buy, one of my favorite Marvel characters to play in the game and, buy some cool skins, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to, Howard the Duck with a cool cape. That's it right there.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get some more news on that. Next up, let's talk about Take-Two seemingly going crazy. So, Take-Two Interactive, the parent company of Grand Theft Auto and those games, has gone out and started hitting everybody with copyright infringement. So the first one that we heard about was Hazelight Studio. They're the people that developed It Takes Two. They're a very popular game. It's, on so many Game of the Year awards lists with a trademark claim saying that they're the name of their company, that they cannot stake ownership or in the name of the game. So pretty crazy. So not only that, they've been filing claims for names that include words Rockstar, Social Club, Mafia, Civilization. It's crazy. They're just hitting everybody. They targeted, hang on, I took a note. So a clothing brand named Max Fane was included in the trademark claims. An axe throwing company in Florida called Rockstar Axe Throwing. How can you own the term Rockstar?
Yeah. Now, that's something that I don't really understand, because I thought, as far as copyright trademarks go, it had to be within the same category, same business. So
yeah, it's not.
How is that axe throwing company
right
stopping people or confusing people about your trademark?
There's a music book brand called Think Like a Rockstar, and they abandoned their trademark following the claim from Take-Two.
Yeah.
So they're definitely jamming people up, man. It's pretty crazy. You think terms like Takes Two, which is just, it's common vernacular. It's not part of your company, or Rockstar. This is a bad precedent to set if any of these do go through. But yeah, I couldn't believe it.
So don't cringe when I say this, but they're definitely definitely showing their trademark on bully. So they are essentially bullying these people into giving up their names.
That's exactly it.
Without even having to take it to court, because who has the money to fight the publisher of Grand Theft Auto 5?
Yes, yeah, it's just, that's exactly it. They're just they're throwing it out there, like we saw with this Rockstar book thing. They're just all right, we're not going to fight it, go for it. So one thing that's going to be interesting is that the creator of It Takes Two, Joseph Ferris, he's good friends with Jeff Keighley and the Game Awards. He's at the Game Awards every year. He's going to be there. He's going to accept an award for something for It Takes Two. And he has never been, one to hold back. So I'm really eager to see if he says anything about this. Maybe not, because there's litigation happening. But, I'm hoping that, he puts something out there. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Man, it kind of sucks. I mean, Rockstar was always the good guys. and then it came out that like, well, since they've been bought by Take-Two, a lot of the shadier things that happen or a lot of the scummier business practices, it's all been attributed to Take-Two.
Yeah.
And I think I feel like they're going to ruin Rockstar, but that's just me.
Yeah, yeah. As soon as you're part of these big corporations that have boards that people sit on and all that stuff, like, yeah, it definitely becomes less of a good guy video game company versus like, now it's like a big corporation trying to make money and whatever. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing that a lot now with, Blizzard and even like our next topic. Let's talk about Battlefield. So Battlefield is undergoing some major restructuring. EA is making major changes to its development structure following the rough launch of Battlefield 2042. So a bunch of things have happened. The biggest ones, DICE GM Oscar Gabrielson, he's leaving the company completely. And then Respawn's Vince Zampella is now the new boss of Battlefield, the entire franchise. In addition to his role, he's doing Apex and all that stuff with Respawn. And then Ripple Effect, that's the developer behind the Portal mode of the new Battlefield game. It's very popular, I guess. But they're going to be making a new Battlefield experience. They've been tasked with doing that. And then on top of that, Halo designer Marcus Leto created a new team to create stories, to inject storytelling into the Battlefield universe, which then brings us to the next point, that they are creating a Battlefield universe on top of all these changes. They want to have, now they didn't go into specifics of what they want to do, but they want to have a bunch of games revolving around this universe. They want to have toys. There's been mention of a mobile game. So they're really doubling down on this Battlefield, even considering they had a rough start and still people complaining about an unfinished game. So, yeah, I thought this was strange. I think the restructuring and everything, the shakeup, needed to happen after this. They put a lot of their eggs in this Battlefield basket. But, yeah, I mean, again, only time will tell. You and I both talked about it. We didn't play Battlefield much, but I still hear people complaining about it constantly.
Oh yeah, I've seen some ridiculous looking glitches and things like that in the game, but
yeah.
I mean that's any game early on, as long as they actually fix that stuff. Yeah. But I mean it's the engine that they've been making these games on for years. Mm-hmm. So certain things, like when you buy the Bethesda game, you expect a few glitches to come with it, but it's part of the contract you sign when you buy that game, because you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, I don't know what. So now, despite the fact that like people complain about the game, it's had its like highest player base yet. So I feel like that you could attribute this huge expansion of the Battlefield universe to that. Obviously people want to be involved in it and want to play it. So hopefully they could step up their game and like fix 2042. And,
yeah.
I don't know.
I got a bit of a hot take on this as well.
Let's hear it.
It sort of seems like they're looking at the Call of Duty franchise and being like, we can try that too, right? Especially with this connected universe, which sounds to me like we might end up with something like Call of Duty Warzone, where title after title, where eventually it all goes back to Warzone. You have that central connected experience throughout now 3 titles.
Yeah.
On top of that, they also hired a guy who was the project lead over Call of Duty for years to be the project lead over Battlefield 2042 going forward.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good point. And to me, that's when Call of Duty started. I don't know. It wasn't for me when they release a $60 game, focus on it for a month, and then they're like, okay, now you go play Warzone because this is where everything, we're going to focus on this. But like, it's got a shiny new paint because it's set in, World War II now or whatever, but they're making buttloads of money, So, and this is EA, and they love money. So we'll see. I don't know what this means, but I like the world of Battlefield. I think they do a good job as far as their the war feeling, but we'll see what this means. Details will be forthcoming on that. Now, this next topic, I'm going to throw it right to you, because there was an update on info regarding the RTX graphics cards, and this is I don't know what anything about it. So take it away,
right,
sir.
Yeah. So in a time when most people are still struggling to get even a high-end 1000 card, you can't find the 2000s, and then the brand new 3000, or well, let's just call them 30 series cards, have been impossible to find without paying an arm and a leg, double the MSRP. We've got news that the NVIDIA will be releasing the RTX 40 series graphics cards sooner than expected, and there have been some specs leaked and some price predictions on those cards. Now, we're expecting them to be released in Q3, so that's going to be late summer or early fall of next year. So in terms of like when the 30 series cards came out and the 40 series cards came out, that's very, very fast. And we're not talking about the full series coming out all at once. It's going to move to a new generation of processors that are going to have twice the power of the 30 series cards, but that does come at the cost of probably 2 times the power consumption of those 30 series cards. So upgrade your your CPU. No, what am I saying? Upgrade your PSU, your power supply, if you plan to get that 40 series card, but it's probably going to be kind of hard to get your hands on one. The initial release is going to include just the flagship models, the 4070, 4080, and 4090. Those will range between about $800 and $3,000 for that, professional grade 4090. So, I mean, if you work at a Hollywood studio, that's probably the card you're going to want to grab. Okay. Most people will be well off with the 4070. But then later, we're going to see the entry and mid-level options added of the 4050 and the 4060. Those will be closer to the $300 to $400 mark. And we're waiting, and just a couple days after this releases on December 7th, there's going to be an announcement to help ease some of the graphics card shortage. There are going to be refreshed versions of the 2060 and the 3070 Ti, and those are both going to come with twice the VRAM, so you'll have plenty of graphical processing power there. And then there's going to be a 3080 with an additional 2 gigabytes of VRAM.
Oh, man, so many
Does any of that mean anything?
So many numbers. But yes. I see the excitement in your eyes. I see the twinkle when you're saying these numbers, and I know it means something. So
yeah, people who've been looking for these cards, they'll know exactly what every bit of that meant, unfortunately.
Now, my question is this something that we do like a cool heist, like that truck that got robbed? Can we
need it?
These?
Yeah, I think so. We'll have to come up with another way, because they'll be expecting the truck heist.
Yeah, that's a good point. Underwater, submarine, boat theft.
We drill a hole under the factory.
Yes. Easy. Dude, this is easy. And then we'll sell them, a couple thousand pips. Get your graphics cards. Cool. Very exciting. It's all happening. Get your PCs ready, because GPU, CPU later. All right. Next up, this is an exciting one. U.S. Congress has introduced a bill. Now this is a bill intending to stop these bots from like buying things online. It's called the Stopping Grinch Bots Act. Grinch, how do you think the Grinch feels that he's been included in this? Dude, by the end of that movie, his heart grew. He was a good guy. And now
I expect a lawsuit to come out of this
the Grinch
any day now.
Pissed. This was introduced on November 29th, and here I have some details that I would like to read. So the details of this Stopping Grinch Box Act would enforce these new rules. Prohibit manipulative technical practices that allow bad actors to use bots to circumvent control measures designed to protect real consumers. Make it an illegal Federal Trade Commission violation to circumvent security measures, access control systems, or other technological control measures on a site or online service. Make it illegal to sell or offer any product or service obtained by the described method. And allows the FTC and state attorney generals to treat these abusive workarounds as prohibited, unfair, or deceptive acts or practices, and take legal action against the bad actors. Basically, making it easier for them to prosecute people that do use these bots. Now, details on how any of that would happen, how any of this would be enforced, weren't made clear, but, their heart's in the right place. And we'll see what happens. So this was previously introduced in November of 2019, and that stalled out for, any number of reasons. But lately, it's gotten a lot more support, because we're seeing it a lot more. We're seeing a lot more with this in terms of like these GPU, CPU cards and consoles. And I mean, it's coming down to like just anything. Pokemon cards and like anything that's wanted, that's being sold online. Bots are jamming things up and taking it away from, your grandma that's trying to buy it for some kid, So it's a good thing.
Yeah, and it's been this way for a while. I believe the 2019 bill was more focused on ticket scalping, because that's always been something that's gone on. But, I mean, back it up 20 years and think about some of the toys that came out. People were scalping them, buying up the Tickle Me Elmos and things, but you didn't have the kind of marketplace, global marketplace, that you have today. So things have changed, and that's the reason that we have to look at some new legislation. And that said, a similar bill called the Gaming Hardware Automated Purchase and Resale Bill is currently before the UK Parliament. And, I mean, what happens in law generally, we're going to see one of these countries probably pass something like this, and then that can start a snowball effect to where it can happen in other places.
Yeah, and I hope it does. I mean, when you're talking about, like, the Tickle Me Elmo, those people still had to, like, go to stores and, like, buy everything up. They weren't just sitting behind a computer just, like, having this thing run and just, like, collecting like all this stuff. It's just crazy that I mean, it's not crazy that exists, because people find a way to scam stuff to make money. Like, there's always going to be someone working hard to make money. But I hope this gets some traction and makes it easier for people to just get something they want. Like, the fact that like you can't just get something you want sucks.
It was interesting what one of the people who put this bill forward said something that was interesting about that it's not just the consumers who are being affected here. This poses a problem for small businesses and local retailers. Entrepreneurs are trying to make sure that they've got stock on their shelves to make the customers happy.
Exactly.
But, I've never seen a PS5 at my local Walmart.
No. I know on Black Friday, they, I don't know if they, what happened, but I remember reading ads that, Target, Walmart's had them in stock. I don't know how many. Could have been 2 just to get people to like come in the store. That's usually how that Black Friday stuff works, But hopefully this moves forward and something can be done about those bad Grinch bots. All right, one thing I did want to talk about real quick that was not on the agenda. The Game Awards is in a few days. It's December 9th. I'm very excited. We've talked about it before. I get really hyped about any awards. Especially video games. Love video games. But I wanted to talk to you. Is there anything that you think is gonna, any announcements or anything that you're excited for? Do you think anything you'd like to see? There's always like some big announcements. Now, obviously, we're not going to get anything major. But, is there a game franchise that you would like to see a new game? Now, I should have asked you this prior to this, give you a little time to think about it. But I just thought about it myself.
I don't have anything in particular. It'd be great to see something like from some of the games that I've enjoyed in the past, like Red Dead 2, Grand Theft Auto 5. It'd be great to see some sort of announcement or even just a tease of something coming. But I don't think we'll see that this year. Yeah,
me neither. But I think like if anything, we would see, maybe a GTA 6 tease of some sort. But that would be fun. Like for me, I'm hearing a little bit of rumors about a possible BioShock game, a new one of those.
That's the one I've heard of.
Or more information about. Now we know Dragon Age, they're coming out, but I want to see. That's always been a favorite role playing game of mine. I want to see more of Dragon Age. So that, and then like the Marvel games. Like I want to see more about the new Marvel games. They announced previously the Wolverine and the Spider-Man games. So I'm hoping for more videos or cutscenes for those.
Yeah, just thought of one. Back in August, I think there were rumors, or maybe an official announcement, that a new South Park game was going to come out without EA being involved, which is probably a good thing at this point. If we could get some sort of teaser for that or premiere, that'd be great.
That would be great. Now, last question. I'm going to give you the Game of the Year nominees for the Game Awards, and I want you to see if you could pick who's going to win it. Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. Who do you think is going to take home the big victory?
It's hard because I've not played any of them.
Yeah.
Is Deathloop a PS5 exclusive?
I believe so. I think it's a timed exclusive, but I think it is right now.
I mean, that's got a lot of positive press, and I feel like that's what a lot of people are going to vote on, how popular something is, rather than how it actually played.
Exactly. Like, I think that one, or like Metroid Dread, both of those games were like really praised for their gameplay. You know, Deathloop was very interesting, very new. Nothing's been done like that before. It was like a Groundhog Day assassination shooter style game. So it's exciting because this is a year where there isn't like one game. There's no like Witcher 3 or that one game that just kind of crushes everybody. So a lot of really cool nominations.
I'll put my money on Deathloop because I think they'll probably want to award originality in some form there, whereas a lot of those others we've kind of been there, done it, seen it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like for me, like Ratchet & Clank was one of my favorite games of the year. But again, it's a sequel. They did a great job. Like, it was very, very well made and, very fun. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Only a few days. And, it's going to be a big news week for that one. I'm telling you, man, all the announcements that we're going to get out of there. Hopefully, there's always a good showing. So we'll see. All right. The last thing that we need to do today is talk about a brand new content creator of the week. This week, we would like to take notice of Badge, B-A-J. However you're going to say that. I'm thinking it's like Badge. I'm putting a little, that sounds about right?
It's silent. It's Ba.
Ba. Or bag. It's a hard J. But yeah, this guy making some great content. It's fairly new to Fruit Lab, but like the variety of really clever content he's putting out, it's not even just all gameplay. He plays a lot of Fortnite, that sort of stuff. But he's doing like 3D printer stuff and drawings and just playing like a whole bunch of games. And his personality's great. Like, he's super fun to watch. Definitely. Go check out his page. Show him some love. B-A-J. He looks like he's having fun. He's out there doing it, living the best life.
He's pumping out the content, and it's a good variety, and that's something that's really nice to see. Sometimes you want the guy who's just playing nothing but Warzone or something, but other times you want something exciting and new.
Yeah, anytime, like, I love watching good gameplay. If it's the same, we've had it before where someone just focuses on a game, puts out amazing gameplay, and we'll talk about them for that. But then also, like, just do fun stuff, like play a bunch of games. Like, just, it doesn't have to be amazing, just have fun. And he was having a lot of fun, so go check him out and give him a follow. And we'll include his information in the show notes here. And so that is our content creator for this week. If you want to be a content creator on any of our future episodes, hit us up, DM us. Let us know. We'll check out your stuff, and maybe we'll feature you here as the next content creator of the week. What's left? What are we missing?
That's everything.
We did it, folks. That is our show, Gaming News Weekly. Once again, the best weekly video game news show there has ever been. I'm Erect the Red. This here is Full Clip. Check him out on Twitch, fullclip_FL. You want to follow me on the YouTubes, on Pop Culture Playground over there, Instagram, Twitter, Pop Culture Playground. You can check out my other show, First Eps Podcast, where we review the first episode of new streaming television shows. And that is it. Also, listen to us. You can listen to us on the go. You're taking a stroll. You're walking through the park. Put on our sweet voices. voices on any podcast streaming service out there. And that covers it. Anything else?
Yep. Leave a comment down below letting us know your game picks, for the game of the year.
Yes.
Maybe let us know what categories you want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would like to, do a little mini gaming news weekly awards coming up now that we're nearing the end of the year. So, yeah, we're gonna. I'll put that together in the next week or so, and yeah, let me know what's a good game to include in there. What's the one game that you played more than anything this year? I know most of you, it's Apex or it's Warzone, but if there's anything new, anything exciting, let us know. And yeah. We will see you back here next week for more Gaming News Weekly. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.